there as well. As now Mario Andretti comes back to challenge the leader of the race, Scott Goodyear. The battle resumes on the track, and Mario Andretti goes back to the lead. So somewhere there, Mario has found some speed. He's picked up his average. They're both running at 219 miles an hour.
Okay, now remember, Mario's still going to have that problem that he had before, but he does have the two gears, the transmission, the cruise gear and the go gear. Scott has probably came back to his cruise gear. Mario says, hey, I've got to go for a while. I don't have the horsepower, but he can turn the engine more RPM.
Oh, that battle is just ahead of Scott Pruitt, and from that periscope camera on the front of Scott's car, you got a sense as Mario Andretti tried to dart over. Scott Pruitt has that camera right in the middle of the fight for us. That's Fittipaldi just ahead. Now Scott Pruitt comes back around Scott Goodyear, who has picked the lead back from Mario Andretti. What a tremendous fight.
Well, that's real racing in there, Paul.
And remember, what they're feeling and that we are not seeing is the turbulence that comes off cars that are ahead of you. That affects the way you maneuver your car. Sometimes as you see Scott Goodyear here ripping by Emerson Fittipaldi, or at least challenging him, you have to realize that the turbulence around the cars very much affects what the drivers do.
Mario Andretti continues to close as Mario splits high around Fittipaldi and now challenges Scott Goodyear, but Goodyear, working the lower line, is able to hold on to it. And there comes Paul Tracy. Paul Tracy comes up and picks up second place. Now he challenges the leader of the race. A new battle for the lead, and it's Paul Tracy and Scott Goodyear. Two Canadians, and Paul Tracy moves into the front. But can he hold on to that? Goodyear's running a little faster line. Paul Tracy moves up, blocks just a bit, and Paul Tracy has the lead.
I think being a Canadian really brought some macho out of those two guys, Paul.
Paul Tracy just led that lap, which as far as I know is his first leading lap in a 500-mile race.
Paul Tracy, remember, crashed here at the end of lap 1 last year. Rick Mears is absolutely loving it. His teammate, Paul Tracy, in the mobile car, that beautiful blue and white machine, moves to the front around his fellow Canadian, Scott Goodyear.
Paul Tracy is without doubt one of the finest young new road racers I've ever seen come along. He really has a lot of talent. Now he's starting to show it on the big ovals.
And the Penske team is putting him in every position possible, not just on the racetrack, getting him more and more experience, but also in terms of PR. Yesterday afternoon, Jack Arute went and spoke to a group of enthusiasts, race enthusiasts. Paul Tracy was there chatting with them too.
If you ask the question, where are the stars of the IndyCar future coming from, this ought to show you. Now, this is the pass just a moment ago. That's from Pruitt's car. Mario to the outside. And there is Scott Goodyear running just ahead of him. That was the pass that made the difference for the lead. But watch, at this point, no sight of Paul Tracy at all. And suddenly he comes charging up to the center. Now, take a look at this. There's Scott Pruitt as he darts to the inside in that 10 car, getting alongside of Mario Andretti, then moves outside of Scott Goodyear as that battle for the lead continues. So obviously Scott Pruitt is handling well. We have Bobby Rahal in the pits. Gary Gerald is there.
Indeed, Rahal has been conservative.